Hi, welcome back to the Happy Burrow Homestead. Today we're going to show you how to build some raised garden beds for about $50. We used 3 of these garden beds last year and we're going to build 6 more for this year. We really liked these because we like the square foot garden method and they work really well for that. They're also really inexpensive and really easy to build. So with that, we're going to get started. For each box, you're going to need 3 2x10s at 8 feet, 3 2x4s at 8 feet, and 3-inch deck screws. First, I'm just going to tell you a couple of the tools that we find helpful when we're doing these builds. The first is just a straight edge. Also, if you're doing this project solo, a corner clamp is really helpful. We also use a drill for pre-drilling and putting in screws. You might use a circular saw, but we're actually going to use a miter saw for this, but either one will work. And obviously a tape measure and a pencil. And also don't forget eye protection and gloves. We're cutting down the 3 2x10s. We're just going to trim off this piece on each of them. And then one of them we're going to cut in half to be the ends of the beds. As you can see here, this board is just over 8 feet. So we're going to trim off this excess here. We've cut 2 of the boards already. We just trimmed the 3rd one. And now this one we're going to cut right in half at 4 feet. Now, as we're going to get ready to clamp this together and fasten it, we're going to keep the longer side on the outside here. Okay, and we're just going to clamp down this corner. Now, to keep our wood from splitting, we're going to pre-drill 4 holes in here and then put our screws in. And now we're just going to do that on all the corners. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to actually put the sides on, but before we do that, we're just going to use a couple pieces of scrap wood. These are about 4 to 6 inches long, and we're just going to put these on as a support for the top pieces. So we're going to put these on first, and like I said, you can use any kind of scrap wood you have laying around, but about 4 to 6 inches is probably good. So with all these supports, I did 2 on the long side and 1 on the short side, and just make sure they're flush with the top because they're going to support your top beams. And what we're going to use for those are our 2x4s. They're 8 feet long, so we're just going to lay those on top. So we're just going to lay these right on top here, and we're going to screw them in, 2 screws in the corner and then 1 at each brace. Now for this last one, we just take this 2x4, we're laying it here, fitting it right in, and we're just going to take a pencil and mark down underneath. And then we're going to cut it right on the line, and it should fit right in here. So you're just going to pop this right in here and put in at least 3 screws. And we're just going to do the same thing with this one. We're just going to mark it and trim it. So if you want to preserve your bed for a little bit longer, you can use linseed oil on this. This is just regular pine wood that we used. Another thing you could do is cedar, but that will cost a little bit more. So to save on cost, we went with pine, and we're going to be putting some linseed oil on it and getting it out and getting it ready to plant. Check out the description below for the materials list and a link to some of the tools that we used. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.